Assalamu alaikum. 6 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan, the news read by Miriam Khan. First, the headlines. Prime Minister says the government is working on a new petroleum policy, offering incentive to foreign exploration and removing impediment in a way of profitable business venture. Foreign Minister has called for collective efforts amongst the CSO member countries to meet the present-day challenges. Pakistan and Russia have agreed to enhance cooperation in trade, energy and defense sectors. In occupied Kashmir, Indian troops in the fresh act of state terrorism martyred 2 more Kashmiri youth in Kulgam district today. United Nations has warned that the risk of nuclear weapons could be used at its highest since World War II. Mountaineer Mirza Ali has become the first Pakistani to scale 7 peaks in 7 continents. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan says the government is working on a new petroleum policy, offering the incentives to foreign exploration and production companies and removing impediments in a way of smooth and profitable business ventures. He was talking to a delegation led by Chief Executive Officer Kuwait Petroleum Sheikh Nawaf Saud Al Sabah in Islamabad today. The Prime Minister welcomed Sheikh Nawaf Saud Al Sabah and his delegation to Pakistan and assured government's continued support to the company in their smooth business operations. He highlighted the various steps taken by the government for the improving ease of doing business and facilitation of the foreign investment. The Prime Minister appreciated companies' contribution towards imparting training to the local manpower in exploration and production sector. Sheikh Nawaf Saud Al Sabah briefed the Prime Minister about the Kuwait petroleum business ventures in Pakistan since 1980s in the area of exploration. He evinced a keen interest in further expanding business activities in the country. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi called for collective efforts amongst the CSO members' country to meet the present-day challenges and to achieve the sustainable development. He was addressing 2 days CSO Council of a Foreign Ministers meeting in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan. The Foreign Minister said the CSO serves as an important platform for link amongst the regional countries. He said Pakistan is determined to implement the charter of the CSO. Referring to the geostrategic location of Pakistan, Shah Mahmood Qureshi said China-Pakistan Economic Corridor project will help further promote links in the region. Condemning the terrorism in all its forms and manifestations, the Foreign Minister stressed the need for addressing root causes of the curse. He said Pakistan is amongst the new countries which successfully countered terrorism. The Foreign Minister said Pakistan is ready to share its experience and expertise with CSO friends to deal with terrorism. On Afghanistan, Shah Mahmood Qureshi said it is a matter of satisfaction that the Afghan peace process has started. He said Pakistan will continue to facilitate the Afghan peace process owned and led by its own people. The Foreign Minister said conflict resolution is important for peace and stability in South Asian region. He said Pakistan has given the message of peace by opening Kartarpur corridor for Sikh community. He said we have particularly reinforced the Shanghai spirit through the Kartarpur corridor. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi also held a meeting with the Secretary General Shanghai Cooperation Organization, Vladimir Norov, in Bishkek today. He appreciated CSO Secretariat and member countries' efforts to look for the more avenues for cooperation. He said the research on the regional development through the consortium of CSO economic centers is a positive step. He said these research centers will be pivotal for economic and trade cooperation amongst the CSO countries. Shah Mahmood also lauded the establishment of Youth Forum of the member countries to promote small businesses. He also invited the CSO Secretary General to visit Pakistan and expressed hope that the organization would further flourish under his leadership. The Vladimir Norov thanked the Foreign Minister for attending the CSO meeting and vowed to make his best efforts to achieve set targets of the organization. Pakistan and Russia have also agreed to enhance their cooperation in various fields, including trade, energy, and defense sectors. The agreement was reached at a meeting between Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi and his Russian counterpart on the sidelines of the CSO Council of Foreign Ministers meeting in Bishkek today. The two sides enhanced views on bilateral relation and security situation in the region, particularly the latest developments in the peace process in Afghanistan. Speaking after the meeting, Shah Mahmood Qureshi said the different aspects for enhancing volume of the bilateral trade were discussed during the meeting. Pakistan and Kazakhstan have agreed to enhance the volume of their bilateral trade to $1 billion. The understanding came at the meeting between Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi and his Kazakh counterpart Beybut Atamkulov in Bishkek and Kyrgyzstan on the sideline of the CSO Council of the Foreign Ministers meeting. Both the foreign ministers also agreed to further expand their bilateral relations in the diverse fields. This is Radio Pakistan giving you the news. Chairman Federal Board of Revenue Shabar Zadi says the sales tax unregistered industries units can get themselves registered by paying 2% tax, benefiting from assets declaration scheme by June this year. Addressing a news conference in Islamabad today, he said the government will take legislation and take steps against the sales tax unregistered manufacturers from July this year. The chairman FBR said there is 341,000 electricity and 7,000 gas industries consumers, but only 38,000 industry units are registered in sales tax. Spokesperson of Finance Ministry Hakan Hassan Najib has said the country's external sector indicators are pointing to stability. In a tweet today, he said the current account deficit decreased by the 27% to $11.6 billion during the first 10 months of the current fiscal year compared to $15.9 billion last year. The spokesperson said imports of goods have declined by 4.9% and service by 19%, whilst worker remittances have shown an increase of 8.5%. In occupied Kashmir, Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred two more Kashmiri youth in Kulgam district today. The martyrs were identified as Zahid Ahmed Manto and Irfan Manzoor. Zahid was a resident of Feripur area of Shopaiyan, while Irfan belonged to Pauvihi Kulgam. Multiple rounds of the funeral prayer were held for the martyred youth in their native areas of Shopaiyan and Kulgam districts. Thousands of people floating restrictions turned up and participated in the funeral. Pro-freedom, pro-Pakistan and pro-India slogans were raised on the occasion. The troops also launched cordon and search operation in different areas of Srinagar, Shopaiyan, Pulwama and Bandipora districts. United Nations has warned that the risk that nuclear weapon could be used in its highest since the World War II, calling it an urgent issue that the World War should take more seriously. Speaking to the reporters in Geneva, Director of UN Institute of Disarmament Research Reneteva Dawn said the arms control landscape was changing partially due to the strategic competition between the United States and China. She said traditional arms control arrangement was also being endowed by the emergence of new types of war with an increased prevalence of armed groups and private sector forces. China will offer the customized data service to more countries, including Pakistan, for disaster prevention through its Fengguan meteorological satellite along the Belt and Road project. A senior official of China's Satellite Meteorological Center in the Beijing told that the service will be provided based on the result of survey of 81 nations. In Afghanistan, 10 militants have been killed in a series of airstrikes in Helmand province. Provincial Governor spokesperson Umar Zawak said the air raids took place in Murja and Sangan districts of the province. Mountaineer Mirza Ali has become the first Pakistani to scale 7 peaks in 7 continents. Mirza Ali achieved the feat after successfully climbing Mount Everest today. Mirza Ali is the brother of Samina Beg, who is the first Pakistani woman to climb the Mount Everest in 2013. And finally, the weather report. Dust thunderstorm rain with a few hailstorm is expected at scattered places in Malakan, Hazara, Mardan, Peshawar, Kohad, Banu, Di Khan, Bahawalpur, Multan, DG Khan, Sahiwal, Sargoda, Faisalabad, Lahore, Gujranwala, Rawalpindi Division, Islamabad and Kashmir, while at isolated places in Quetta, Kalat, Zob Division and Gilgit-Baltistan during the next 24 hours. Hot and dry weather is expected in elsewhere in the country. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and also watch live video streaming on the link facebook.com.radio Pakistan News Official.